Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett. We got a new unboxing. This is the Batman Tactical Suit Justice League figure from 112 Collective from Mezco. We can see what we get within. Of course, get some batarangs, some grenades, parademon rifle, some alternate heads, interchangeable hands, grappling gun, and 2 sets of goggles. Really fascinating to see how the goggles fits on the figure. And overall, I'm kind of excited for this because, you know, we've seen a few releases of the Justice League figures. Of course, we got Wonder Woman, Aquaman, the Man of Steel himself, Superman. So Batman, of course, makes sense. I'd love to see the entire range finished off, just so you can have the full Justice League. Alright, so let's do a little unboxing and show off what you get inside. Done a little preparation to make this go slightly quicker. So this is the stand section that's underneath the figure himself. I've always wondered what these are. I've never quite put these, figured these parts out. So if, you know, if someone wants to explain that, it'd be really appreciative. I think it goes to there, but I'm not 100% sure. Whatever. Don't pose my figures a whole lot anyways. Alright, so we can see with how the figure is kind of laid out within the packaging, where everything is. But let's do the rundown of the figure itself, because that's what we all really want. And what we really care about. You can see in the stand on the bottom, it's got the Justice League logo. I think most of these figures have had that, the Justice League. Alright, like I said, this is the Tactical Suit Batman. We also got Nightmare Batman that's going to be coming out, I think, relatively soon. We'll have a review of that. So far, so good. The figure itself looks really solid. There's some really good detail on it. I'm liking what I see on the initial look at the figure. But before we go into that, we always do the test as far as joints. Moving the foot, kind of as expected. For these figures, nice tight joint, which is good. Sometimes they've been loose. Knees, pretty solid stuff. Looks like we've got a bend on the lower leg too. Hip is the usual. See the test on the chest. It bends a little, not a whole lot. We've seen some variations of that as far as figures go. Wrists are going to be exactly what I expect. The usual bend of these figures. Elbow is the same, full movement. A little bit tighter than usual. That might be because of the outfit. We're not quite sure. Elbow, or sorry, the shoulder is pretty solid. It's interesting is it has these shoulders here, this armor, which is interesting of how it's being done. It's a little loose. But, you know, it is what it is. As far as, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Head is the movement, kind of I would expect on this. Not restricted as much as I would expect, so that's good. Alright, let's go to the actual outfit. The outfit is top-notch. I actually think the detail on this is really, really well done. Mezco's been killing it lately as far as figures and details on the figure. Boots, we always start at the bottom because I think that small detail is great. Of course, we got the tread on the boot. It varies from figure to figure. This isn't some generic tread that they use all over. The coloring's really good. It's got this silver and black tone to it, and there's some nice slight variation. But the detail that I really like about this figure, and you can start seeing it on the legs, is the armor is damaged. There are slight marks all throughout the armor, and pretty much everywhere. On the knees, on the leg. It looks like this is a Batman who's been in fights and have gotten jacked up. So, you know, this isn't just some simple Batman figure that is nice and clean. This is one that has seen some scraps. Even the belt has some damage to it, which I think is really, really solid. We can see marks here, over here on the right-hand side, his right, our left. And then, of course, the bat symbol is actually slightly chipped as well. Really prominent right here. You can actually see underneath. It's kind of like cracked. That's pretty cool. Of course, we've got the gauntlets. I forgot what the proper term of these are, but it's not quite as spiky as some other ones that we've got, and some slight color variation, which is solid. It matches the belt, which is good. And the cape's decent. It kind of is a little flimsy, but I do like that we can pull it all the way across his shoulders and block up the figure. It actually will create some pretty cool poses down the line when you want to do it. the symbol, like, it's just a really, really good variation of the figure, a good adaptation of it. The back looks decent. I don't know what the back of the actual costume is like, but this kind of brings everything together nicely. I think it looks like the belt, no, I don't think the belt will come off. This is probably to hook something on. I had one concern that I saw. Let's see if I can remember what it is. Oh, yeah. So the arm shoulder, it's nice in how it's done. It's also kind of loose. Let's see if this one, yeah, this one's a little loose too, and slides a little bit up and down. So it looks nice. It's well done. I think it's better than like the Wolverine armor that pops off way too often and is kind of a pain in the butt. So that actually, I like where they're going. I wish it was tighter. I think that's probably the way to look at it. The face looks decent. The eyes are slightly strange. He's kind of like, I don't know if I kind of like the way he's looking. He looks pissed. He looks angry, which is great. The eyes also look slightly psychotic. There's something that just isn't sitting right with me. I'm not quite sure what it is. Of course, frown totally works. I think I actually see a little stubble too, which is just a nice detail to it all. All right, let's go with some of the extras. We've got Grappling Gun, which is pretty cool. And we got some variations of the Grappling Gun. We've seen this before with other Batman figures. There is a long string that you can go and hook up and actually have it shoot out, which is kind of cool. Or, they've got kind of a one that sticks in, so you can actually have the string shoot out with another version. So you get two different grappling hooks, which is pretty neat. We've seen this before, though. This seems to be pretty standard on Batman figures. Batarangs don't look like anything special, grenades, any of that stuff. They're really small. I don't really kind of feel like, well, screw it, we'll take it out. We'll take it out this package. You can see things here. So you got the grenades. Yeah, so this is, we got the Batarangs, the Visors, the grenades, and that's also a hook for the grappling hook, so it's kind of a pulled back one, not a popped out one. The Visors are interesting, so it's two Visors that we get. I guess it goes like this. His future's so bright he has to wear shades. So we got visor on, visor down. All right, that works pretty well. That works really, really well as far as design and how it works on the figure itself. Let's go. What else we have for extras? We have hands, some generic hands. I'm not going to show the generic ones of the open close, but they do come have two, one right, one left, with him holding Batarangs, which is kind of cool. I like it. Makes it way easier than trying to design a hand where you have to put the Batarang in, but I think it's a nice compromise. I don't know if you can actually fit the Batarangs in any hands, and I don't feel like pulling out the Batarangs because it's going to be a pain in the butt to get everything back. And we're not trying to waste your time here. We got another head. Oops. This one, he's looking angrier. Teeth or mouth is open. Detail looks really nice. Lips. The teeth are nice and white. Eyes still look completely psychotic. But overall, like, really good. You can actually see how the goggles are supposed to hook into the helmet on the side here. But this is a nice additional head. I'm wondering how it would look on some of the other Batman figures that they are releasing or have released. And then finally we have the Parademon gun for him to go and shoot people, because, Batman uses guns and shoots people. This obviously can fit in the hands. Detail is really nice. The detail of the gun is nice. The painting is pretty generic. I mean, it's just silver. There's not much dry brushing to it. There's not much depth at all as far as the paint. This is pretty basic coloring on it. I don't know what the movie has really done. I haven't gone into that much detail of it, but this is a pretty basic gun. Overall, the figure is nice. It's a nice figure. Detail's really great on the armor. The face, I think, is a little odd. The goggles work really nice, and I think the extras are good and decent. The grapple gun I think is really cool. The extra facelet is really nice, and of course the hands are great. The Parademon gun is fairly generic, but overall this is not a bad figure. And to round out the Justice League, I think is a pretty solid one. The one thing I do notice that's interesting is there is a little piece of yarn sticking out. We don't see that too often on these figures, so I do want to point that out. Little quality issue on that one. But overall, not a bad figure. I think detail is great. This is good to add to the collection if you're really into the Justice League. So check it out. We're going to try to get some links underneath this video for you to go and purchase your own. But these are always difficult once they're out. Check us out at graphicpolicy.com. We will have tons of news of all the releases for Mezco 112. Trying to be on top of these things so you can get them on the previews, exclusives of all that. We've got lots of unboxings and reviews of those. So you can check out that right here on YouTube on Graphic Policy. If you're into Batman, if you're into toys, if you're into Mezco, if you're into 112, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy. Keep it nice and consistent. So until next time, when in doubt, be the Batman. Keep on playing with your toys. Keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.